My dog and I come out here every night for a walk. And
Delusional. But I think I see something looking at me through that.
Yeah, bros. Yeah, yeah, bros. Aí,
They say the trails are peaceful until the silence starts watching you back. From glowing eyes in the fog to strange figures that never move, these are the trail encounters that'll make you think twice before stepping off the path. Case number 1. On December 29th, 2024. In Wisconsin, a man went out for his usual nightly walk with his dog. The fog that night was thicker than usual, covering the woods like a white wall. He decided to film it, saying his dog and he came here every night. He even carried a strong spotlight to light the way.
all right, folks, so here we are, straight from the TikTok app. This is no editing, no nothing.
But then something strange caught his eye. As he swept the light across the trees, he suddenly froze. In the darkness, several glowing eyes stared back at him. They didn't move. They just watched.
My dog and I come out here every night for a walk. And I had this insane spotlight. What the hell is that? Nyla, get over here right now. Hey! Nyla! What the fuck is that? Nyla, come here. Jesus Christ, now I got the chills.
The man raised the beam, aiming it straight toward them, but the second the light touched those eyes, they vanished. No sound, no movement, nothing. It was like they were never there.
What the fuck? Nyla! Come here, right now. Hey!
His dog started growling softly, and that was enough for him. He called his dog back and left the woods quickly, but as they walked home, he couldn't stop thinking. Those eyes weren't normal. They didn't belong to any animal he knew. And somewhere behind that wall of fog, something was still watching.
Nyla, get over here, right now. Fucking creepy. I mean, seriously. You tell me what is all this fog? It looks like snow, it's how deep it is. Or it's, thick.
With that being said, let's move on to the second eerie trail encounter footage. Case number 2. On July 20th, 2025. In a quiet forest area, a man was hiking when he spotted a deer grazing peacefully near the trees. He stopped his car and began filming, wanting to capture the calm scene. The moment felt ordinary, almost peaceful. But when he got home later that evening, the video showed something he hadn't noticed before.
But I think I see something looking at me through that window.
In the reflection of the car window, a faint shape seemed to be watching him. It almost looked like a face. He brushed it off at first, thinking maybe it was just a trick of the light or his imagination. But as he replayed the footage, something else appeared that froze him in place.
I might be a little...
A car had passed by in the background, and through its window a person could be seen staring straight toward the camera. The figure's expression was disturbingly calm, almost smiling, but in a way that didn't feel human.
Delusional. But I think I see something looking at me through that window.
He watched the clip over and over, hoping for a simple explanation. But every time that same eerie grin remained, as if it had been waiting to be noticed. Even if it was just someone passing by, there was something deeply wrong about the way it looked. Too still, too aware, too close.
But I think I see something looking at me through that window. I might be a little delusional, but I think I see something looking at me through that window.
Moving on to our third footage, straight from TikTok. Case number 3. On September 6th, 2023. At 4:23 p.m., a lone hiker captured something strange while walking through a remote field. In the distance, he noticed what looked like a thin, cloud-like tunnel rising straight from the ground into the sky. It wasn't moving like smoke or spinning like a tornado. It just stood there, silent and still.
Yeah, bras and videoizing. Yo, yeah, bras. Yo, yeah, bras. Yo, yeah, bras.
The weather around him was calm. There was no wind, no sign of rain, and the air felt heavy and quiet. The sky looked clear except for that single column, reaching upward like a path to nowhere. He watched for several minutes, waiting for it to fade or change, but it didn't.
Yeah, bras. Yeah, yeah, bras. Ayin, bras. Yeah.
The video's location was never confirmed, leaving no clue about what he had actually seen. Some called it a rare weather event. Others believed it was something far stranger, like a doorway between the clouds and the earth. But whatever it was, the hiker never walked that trail again. Let's move on to our fourth footage. Case number 4. On August 24th, 2025, a YouTube channel called Among the Quiet Creatures posted a strange night video. In the clip, a deer was standing near a feeder in the dark. Everything looked calm at first, but then something bright moved in the grass. A glowing shape suddenly lifted from the ground and flew across the camera. It was quiet and smooth, not like a bug or a bird. The light passed right in front of the lens and then disappeared. The deer didn't move at all. It didn't even turn its head. It was like it couldn't see the glowing thing at all. The video was uncut and real. No one knows what the light was. Some people said it was a bug. Others said it looked like a small spirit. But the way it moved, fast, silent, and close, made it feel like something was really there. With that being said, let's move on to our fifth case footage. Case number 5. On July 27th, 2025, a small group of explorers was filming their hike somewhere deep in the woods. They were trying to cover their tracks after a long day when they suddenly noticed something strange on the ground. At first, it looked like shadows moving, but as they got closer, they froze. Lying in the dirt were small bodies, thin, grayish, and shaped like humans, but not quite. Their heads were large, their eyes dark and wide, and their skin looked rough, almost like scales. The group whispered that they looked like reptilian humanoids. Before they could take a closer look, a deep sound echoed from the sky, a long metallic roar that shook the trees. Frightened, the man holding the camera ran, dropping his flashlight as he escaped through the woods. A few days later, they returned to the same spot. The ground was disturbed and the strange figures were gone. Only a few odd remains were left, pieces of what looked like bone or shell half buried in the mud. No one could explain what they found that day. Some said it was a hoax. Others believed it was proof that something not from this world had been there, something watching. That brings us to our last trail encounter, caught in the woods by a TikToker. Case number 6, on August 21st, 2025. It was a quiet evening in Mexico when a local driver waited outside a small village to pick up his passenger. While sitting inside his car, something caught his eye in the distance, a tall, dark figure standing near the edge of the hill.
Hell nah, bro. Look at this shit. In Mexico, bro, I'm telling you.
At first, he thought it was just a shadow or maybe some kind of statue. But as minutes passed, the figure didn't move, not even a little.
Mexico's like another dimension, dude. Look at that motherfucker right there. What is that?
The driver kept watching for almost 5 minutes. The thing didn't shift, didn't breathe, didn't do anything. It just stood there, facing the open valley. There were no decorations or displays around that area, and the silence made it feel even stranger. Something about it didn't feel right.
He looks big as fuck. Fucking, where's the cartel, bro, when you need it? Bro, hell nah, dude.
Days later, a hiker reached the same spot, planning to enjoy the view. But as he looked around, his eyes froze on the same dark figure standing still at the edge of the mountain. He took out his camera and zoomed in, hoping to see what it really was. But the closer he looked, the more questions he had. It didn't look like a person. It was too tall, too still, too empty.
Hell nah, bro. Look at this shit. In Mexico, bro. I'm telling you, Mexico's like another dimension, dude. Look at that motherfucker right there. What is that? He looks big as fuck. Fucking, where's the cartel, bro, when you need it? Bro, hell nah, dude. That shit's a motherfucking, an alien fucking scoping this shit out. Look at him, he's infiltrating.
No one ever came close enough to find out what it was. Some say it was a shadow. Others believe it was something else, something watching from above the valley, waiting. Till this day, no one knows what that giant shadow being really was. For more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. Comment below which case you find the most horrifying. Don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications. Stay safe out there.